Exactly. All right, Lauren's talking relationships and money over there.
Yikes, you uncomfortable yet? You can pick out the cake, you spend hours on the flowers, and of course there's the dress. This time of year, so many couples are planning their wedding, and that usually happens in the spring and the summer months. But one issue that couples don't always talk much about, which they need to, is whether their relationship succeeds. Oftentimes it's kind of based around this, and we're talking about finances today. Joining us now, Marilyn Logan, the author of I Can't Afford to Marry You. Yes. All right, I got to listen here. I'm about to get married in March. So, it's a big problem, finances. When you're heading into a marriage, what do you need to ask? What are the questions you need to ask yourself and your partner?
This is for being married or not married. See, because we all will have to deal with our money. We won't all be able to marry someone, and we won't all have children, but we all are going to be responsible for our money. So when you're going into a relationship, I think you need to have money conversations as soon as possible, even before you pick out a ring, because I really believe that you should have money talk long before you even have pillow talk.
Because we're talking about the success or failure oftentimes of a relationship here.
It's the #1 cause for divorce. People fight and argue. Last night, last week, last month, millions of people around the world fought on this subject, and it's about money.
Who do you think is responsible for teaching people about money?
I really do believe that when you opt to bring a child into this world, it is your responsibility. You're the one who's teaching that kid to look both ways before crossing the street. And why? Because you don't want any danger to come to them from a car. So the same skill set you should transfer to money. If you have to tell your child over and over and over again how money works, then that's what you need to do until they finally get it. But don't send them out into this place called a world unequipped for how money works, and then they're stuck in a job that they hate, and the only reason why they're there is because money is attached to the end of it.
All right, so you tie the knot, you're married, you're discussing finances and things like that. How do you go about if one person's very frugal and one person is not?
I think you both need to get on the same page with reference to how you're going to manage your money. If you're in a marriage, I believe if you can share a bed together, you should share your money strategies together. So I'm asking couples to sit down across the table and have conversations, the same skill set that you give away to corporate America. Corporate America asks you for a short-term and long-term plan to help their organization grow, to increase their profit. I'm saying take that same skill set home to your loved ones and have that same conversation about how do you make your own little enterprise grow? How do you improve who you are today? And just because you can afford, hypothetically, a house for $200,000, that doesn't mean you need to go and buy a house for $200,000.
So true. What about, you talk about living below your means. That's hard for Americans.
Well, a lot of people live above their means, which means they're using somebody else's money, which is credit. And then there are people that live at their means, which means they're spending all the money they make. I'm asking people to live below your means, because when you live below your means, then you have options in life. And that's what money does. It gives you options in life.
And you talk about, before you tie the knot, exchange your credit history.
Yeah, now, you know, I'm doing a segment today on the Dr. Phil Show entitled Rules of Engagement. And that was one of the things that I had the producer to do, to send me the credit report of these couples. And based just on their credit report, I determined a lot about these people. Now, the producer was surprised. She said, Marilyn, how is it that you know so much about these people? You don't know their education, you don't know their backgrounds, you don't know anything about them. How did you peg them so on point? I said, because your credit report, it's kind of like your DNA. It talks about your character, where you've been, where you are, and it even shows a little path of where you're trying to grow. So what I've come to understand is that people will lie, but numbers won't. So look at the numbers and make a decision based on the numbers, because love will come and it'll go, but the numbers stay consistent.
Yeah, debt just grows, though, with or without love, right?
Exactly.
All right, Marilyn, thank you so much. Once again, she's written the book, I Can't Afford to Marry You. And to learn more about the book, you can go to click2houston.com and click the hot button.
Yeah, if you don't have to pay interest, why do it? Thanks,
Yeah.
ladies. Nice job.